once in the last 3 weeks, the CBD is just not going to touch you.
Oh, yeah?
Is that right? I was impressed with how good it feels.
We could probably get a sponsor pretty easily.
Yeah, there's a lot of people selling it. You're right about that. Oh, should I better pay attention? Okay, we good?
You good, Asher? Good. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go.
I just sent it to your email.
Okay, thanks.
No problem.
All right, perfect.
We're all about checking emails, answering calls live on air.
Yeah, you're allowed to, if your phone rings while you can keep your phone out during the show, by the way. If anyone calls you, feel free to answer it, or if you want to text anybody or anything.
Only if you think it's going to be a good call.
It's Happy Hour again from Uptown New Orleans. Hello, I'm Grant Morris. Happy Hour is part of the family of shows on the podcast network. It's NewOrleans.com. When you walk into a bar in New Orleans and you pull up a bar stool, you never know who's going to be sitting on either side of you. What you do know is no matter what they look like, what they're wearing, whether they just got out of a limousine or just got out of jail, they're going to be happy to talk to you. Because that's New Orleans and this is Happy Hour, a cocktail-fueled 60 minutes of random conversation with folks who have nothing in common. Other than we're all New Orleans in a bar today, we're at the fabulous Wayfair on Ferret Street, which is home of Not Your Mama's Frosé. This is what I'm supposed to be reading. Okay, so it says Not Your Mama's Frosé. It's a perfect summer drink. So what does your mother used to drink? Edward Simon's here. What did your mother used to drink?
Coke. That's
Coke.
it. Yeah, just like I'm drinking right
Just
now.
like you're drinking a Coke.
Yeah.
Okay, Does Mancini's here. What did your mother drink?
Water.
Water, really?
Water and tea.
Water and tea, that's what she specializes in. Ingrid, I hope that your mother had something. Ingrid Victoria. Are we calling, is that what we're calling you today?
Yes, you can call me
Ingrid Victoria. What did your mother drink?
that. Lipton tea, a lot of tea.
So you guys have the three straightest mothers of all time.
I guess so.
Well, when my dad went the complete opposite way, like somebody had to take care of business, you know what I mean?
He was a super alcoholic
My dad,
and drug abuser.
he had a no. He wasn't, out of his mind or anything like that. But he liked to drink, you know.
Was he from here in New Orleans? Mm-hmm. Did you grow up here?
Yes.
Well, if you grow up in New Orleans, you're supposed to like to drink, right?
No.
Isn't that the sort of the way?
No, I think that's a myth.
Is it really?
For sure.
Really?
Definitely.
I don't know. I
Definitely.
find that people like to drink in New Orleans. This is
I
very
think people like to drink
alcohol.
everywhere.
I don't know as much as they do here, though. Do you think?
I think maybe it's just more acceptable because the liquor laws, you can have it out on the street and everything.
That's true.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think it's very alcohol centric. Didn't you move here from California?
It's like the Confederacy of dunces.
What part of California did you move from?
West LA.
West LA. That's like West Hollywood.
No,
West-
like Westchester.
oh, like Brentwood type.
Playa del Rey.
Yeah.
Not quite. Brentwood's a little too expensive. But
So what part of LA?
Venice, Marina del Rey.
Marina del Rey. That's nice out there, right?
Yeah, it's really nice. by the
Okay.
beach.
But yeah, that is nice. And so when did you move here?
About 10 years ago, I just on a music scholarship, and then I stayed
You got a music scholarship to what?
to Loyola.
Oh, really? So did you notice the difference between alcohol centrism here and California when you moved, or?
Well, the nightlife's a lot different. I mean, here you can like stay up 24 hours or 48, whatever you want to do, really. And out there, it kind of
72?
shuts down. 72. I've done that before.
Non-stop?
Oh yeah.
Really? What were you on at the time?
Ooh. Probably. There's a triangle on Magazine Street between Miss May's Brothers 3 and, my buddy's house. So, and anything and anything. But anyway, out there it kind of shuts down at 1:30. And I feel like LA is more about the house hang.
Yeah, you
as
have
opposed
to
to
go
like
to
being out at
someone's house
bars.
after 1:30 because
Yeah.
everything's shut down.
Yeah.
Right, but here,
Well, here you can keep drinking.
I think people do drink a lot more here, and here people, Not Your Mama's Frosé, for example.
Sure.
So they expect that your mother made frosé, apparently, although my mother didn't drink frosé either. Anyway, frosé is a frozen cocktail that's made with dry rosé, vodka, Saint-Germain, I don't even know what that is, Peychaud's bitters, lemon juice, and a house-made strawberry basil syrup. It's actually very good. Has anyone... April over here usually has one. Thomas has had a couple. They are good. Yeah.
They come recommended by Thomas Walsh.
Okay. And how many do you have to get totally blasted?
I stopped at one.
Okay. How drunk were you after one?
I just remember I drank it too fast and I got a old school brain freeze, like when you're a kid and eat ice cream, you know.
Right. Look at these people outside the window today. So anyway, today Happy Hour is brought to us by Nola Pens, the only pens made from a fallen Audubon Park live oak. That's the one I'm holding in my hand. Edward, try that.
Cool.
Try that pen. Tell me what you think of it.
It's elegant, Grant.
Isn't it beautiful?
Oh, yeah.
It's a beautiful pen. You
Fallen
can get
oak.
one. You can get one of these from NolaPens.com. It's
Dig it.
expertly crafted and limited edition writing instrument made from the actual tree that fell over in Audubon Park, for real. Also, if you'd like to go by Basics on Magazine Street, you can pick up yourself some lingerie. And Basics Swim and Gym also sells a full range of fashion swimsuits, workout, and yoga clothes with style. Namaste Couture is where you can find one-of-a-kind natural gemstone jewelry. I know what's going on today. I think it's my new glasses. Soulful-inspired clothes and heart-fueled intentions are designed by April Love. You can save 20% on all jewelry at namastecouture.com by entering the words Happy Hour into the coupon code. And thank you to the Positive Vibrations Foundation, who create and encourage community through the development and preservation of the arts, music, culture, and heritage, including Bayou Boogaloo, which is going on this coming Friday and Saturday. If you're listening to
And
this,
Sunday.
and Sunday, it's 3 days.
Yep.
So what dates would that be? 19th, 20th, and 21st of May,
Oh, I'm not
2019.
sure. I know Friday though it starts late. It starts at like 4:30 or 5.
How do you
and then
know
all
that?
day.
Are you involved with it? somehow?
Yeah, I am. I'm actually working at a booth doing makeup, face paint, and henna.
Face paint, makeup, and henna.
Yes.
What a-
Chikirama booth.
What's it called?
Chikirama booth.
Cheeky Rama.
We'll be doing like hair braiding, makeup, glittering people up, just
Okay.
making people fancy for the festival.
Is that your business or your
It's
work?
not my business, no. I'm just working for them.
Why do you do that? Are they paying you or something?
Well, I get a commission. You know, it's a percentage.
What, out of everybody's face that you paint, you get a commission?
That, yeah, and
What,
henna and all.
what percentage are you getting on face painting?
60%.
60. That's pretty good.
I mean, it's good, yeah.
So every little kid that walks past and you say, hey.
No, we're not doing kids.
Oh, is that right?
There's a kid area, and so there's going to be stuff like that for them over there. And it's going to be more like adult face painting and makeup and stuff like that.
Okay.
We'll be by, I think, Pacifico Beer, totally adult area.
Rock and roll.
Yes.
What kind of adult gets their face painted at Bayou Boogaloo?
An adult like me? I don't know.
No, really. Well, I mean, what sort of person?
What sort
Are
of
they?
person?
Yeah.
A person?
Are they drunk?
No, I wouldn't say. I mean, this is a very a costume-oriented city, so I would say the majority of people from New Orleans would get they would want some kind of costumey makeup.
The majority of people like to get their face painted.
You don't?
No.
Do you
Are
not?
you a face painter?
I've never had my face painted. Have you? Well, have I?
Not voluntarily.
I can't actually. While you were passed out, someone painted your face.
No, but close. I mean, yeah, sure. But I'm not a hockey fan. But I've never done it. Has anybody ever? You guys watch Seinfeld, right?
Yeah, oh, everybody's watched Seinfeld.
It's the face painter, the devil. Yeah, it's all.
All right. Hey, so
That,
Doug,
that reference is over 20 years old at this
It
point.
is.
Yeah.
So,
My
like,
bad.
I mean,
well, Doug is from LA. That's where they still watch TV. So, Doug, I have to ask you about your name because I've never met anyone called Doug with D-U-Z. Is it a
No,
real
it's
name?
Jews, right?
It does.
Does, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was Doos as well. But did you? Is it short for something else?
No, my God-given name is Matthew. But when I was learning how to talk, I think I was trying to say brother. I kept saying buzzer, and then it kind of just morphed into does, or
Okay.
buzzer, and then does. And then my brother didn't really like it, so he told everyone to call me Does. And I
He
thought it
didn't
was
like.
spelled.
He didn't. Your brother didn't like you. Did you say?
Well,
Or didn't like the name
debatable.
Matthew?
Didn't like the name Does. So, I was calling him Does all the time when I was trying to say brother. So he pawned it, he foisted it on me.
He decided to call you Does.
Yeah.
And how long ago was this? Now we're talking
This
about.
is 28 years ago.
Right, and you've moved across the country, and you could have told everybody in New Orleans that my name is Matthew if you wanted to.
Yeah.
When nobody would have said, "Oh, I thought you were Does."
Yeah, that's true. Well, and then they say you don't look like a Matthew. I've tried it before.
You do look like Matthew, doesn't he, Edward? What does he look like to you?
Looks like it does.
Does. Yeah. I thought he looks more like a half does. Have you heard all these?
I've heard a few of them.
Yeah.
Does Uffalo, Does Alamu, Doesworth, Dusington. There's a bunch of them. Was.
Right.
That's what,
Does was.
yeah. Past
Okay.
friends.
And what about the Mancini part of your name? Are you
the
related
talent.
to Henry Mancini? Nothing to do with
No.
the famous
I
Mancini.
usually lie to people that get a rise
Just
out
say
of them.
yes.
Yeah,
Because you're in the music business.
exactly.
It's a good idea to say
Not
no.
to like get a leg up, just to see if I can really get this person going. Though
Right.
I don't know if that's.
Well, does it open any musical doors to say you're related to Henry Mancini?
No, but I used to, when I had a fake ID in high school, and I'd go buy booze, they'd always ask me if I was related. I'd say yes. And they'd be like, so cool, nice to meet you. And give me my beer. or
So it
whatever.
has paid off.
Oh, yeah.
To
That's
some extent.
definitely where
Yeah.
it paid off.
That's really cool. So listen, I got an email here, Edward.
Yes, sir.
First of all, where shall I start? I saw you in a play called Hedwig and the Angry Inch at
Yes,
the
sir.
Happy Land Theatre, which honestly I have to tell you, not just because you're sitting here, but I told everybody it was one of the best things I've ever seen on a stage
Thank you.
anywhere in my entire life.
Thank you.
And
Means a lot.
you are an amazing
Thank you.
actor, an
Appreciate it.
incredible actor.
Thank
in
you.
fact.
Who did he play?
He played Hedwig. He was the lead actor. It was the amazing performance where you transformed from a woman into a man and the whole story.
Yeah.
It was a tour de force. It was
Yeah.
magnificent.
It was a good
piece
time.
of acting.
It was a good time.
So, and then I get this thing up, because Graham, our producer, sends us information about people. Although she didn't actually send me this, but I did find this out about you. So number 5. Let's start at the bottom. Number 5. You're a doctoral student in clinical psychology.
Yes, sir.
How come?
How come? Wow. Why not? Right?
Because most people can't act like that. I haven't seen anyone. The last person I saw, honestly, I'm not just saying this. The last person I saw who you remind me of was Harvey Fierstein.
wow.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen acting like that since then.
That's so kind.
So
I
you,
appreciate
but
it.
I can't be the only person to say that.
Well, I mean, I get a lot of compliments, but I have various interests in life, and honestly, I feel like any work that I've done in psychology has only made me a better actor.
Right.
You know?
But if you can act that well, as good as anybody on Broadway or as good as anybody in Hollywood, which you are, wouldn't you want to capitalize on that and be a famous, incredibly successful actor, or are you turning your back on all that? for some
No,
reason?
not turning my back on it, but having the desire is, sometimes that's just not enough. There's a lot of hurdles into becoming a famous actor, and there's a lot of sacrifice that goes into that. And I'm not just talking about sacrifice in terms of like, oh, you have to sleep on somebody's couch or this. You have to leave people you love. You have to leave people behind. You have to lose friendships. You grow distant with family. You don't see your home. You know what I mean? It's like there's a lot that you have to let go of in order to pursue that life. Like everything becomes concentrated into this one very specific aspect of who you are. And, I feel like you lose aspects of your character in the process too. And it's not a diminishment of anybody that pursues acting, but I do feel like
It sure sounds like it. It sounds
no,
horrible.
no, it doesn't sound horrible. I just feel like anything that bears fruit, there's a lot that goes into it.
But you're
And-
talking about to be successful, you have to sacrifice your entire life. You're talking about leaving people you love.
unless you
Leaving
have
your-
some sort of advantage that other people don't have.
Well, what
as
about
far-
having superior talent? That would be what I would think would be a major advantage.
It hasn't been. Just, in my experience, it hasn't been.
So
But
being a super talented actor does not give you a leg up in Hollywood or Broadway.
I think it gives me a leg up over maybe like a not so super talented person,
Right.
but I feel like it's just more than talent. And that's not me trying to take the easy way out or anything like that, because I'm more than willing to put in work in life. It's just, I don't know. I wasn't willing to give up these other aspects of my life to have that specifically. Maybe at one other point in my life I would have, but
So
now,
are
not
you
so
too
much.
old for that, you mean? You passed it?
No, I just don't. I don't have a desire for the outcome of fame or
Right.
anything like that.
Does it,
You know,
Do you have to want to be famous? Couldn't you just want... Is it possible as an actor to want to be successful without being famous, or do the two things go together? Because nobody really wants, in their right mind, wants to be famous, I don't think.
But from where I'm standing, I felt like the performance that I gave last fall was successful. I don't feel like I was turning my back on that part of my life or who I was. Just because it wasn't on Broadway doesn't, to
Yeah,
me, feel like
right.
it was not a success. It was a
It
success.
was a major success,
So-
but I walked out of there thinking, what the hell is this guy doing here?
I don't know.
Why
And-
isn't this
Greg,
guy on
if
Broadway?
you got the hook up on Broadway, I'll
Well,
sit down and
Does
talk to somebody.
Does
But
has the hook up on Broadway. He's part of the Mancini
My great
family.
uncle's been scoring Broadways for
That's super cool.
Lifetimes now.
Yeah, really? No,
Yeah.
like seriously?
His name's Henry Mancini.
All right, here we go. Okay.
You don't know anyone on Broadway at all? Other than Henry, who's dead, by the way.
Uncle. No, I don't.
Ingrid, are you hooked up on Broadway?
I'm trying to think. Nothing's coming to mind.
It's okay.
Me neither.
It's okay. We don't.
You're the most hooked up
Yeah.
person we know. Someone has got to go to
Possibly.
one of those performances like I did and go, holy shit, who is this guy?
That was always the dream as a kid, you know, like you see it on TV all the time that
Yeah.
you're going to be performing in some place and some A&R representative is going to walk in and offer you a record deal or whatever. And my experience has been different. It doesn't really work that way. But, you know, for anybody who it does work for, good for you. Awesome.
Okay, so if I can find someone to introduce you to on Broadway that would cast you, what about Brian Batt? Do you know him?
Yeah, love Brian.
Okay, so he knows everybody.
Brian's
Doesn't
got his
he
own,
agree with me?
He's got his own career to worry about, though. You know what
But
I mean?
did he agree with me that you're super talented?
I feel like he enjoyed the show.
Okay.
I do, yeah.
So he's the guy. He's the guy we know who's this Broadway star. He was in, what was he?
He's been in a lot
Cats,
of stuff.
I think.
He's been in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was on Mad Men. He was like a big deal on Mad Men.
He does a lot of stage work, but I think right now he's focusing primarily on TV and movies and,
Right.
and what have you.
But he knows everybody.
I don't know.
I'm calling him right
Call
as soon
Brian,
as soon as we get out of here. I'm calling. In fact, we can call him right now from here.
I just took Brian's photographs recently for St. Louis Magazine. He's doing a show called, oh gosh, what's it called? It's basically kind of an autobiographical one-man show that he wrote about his relationship to the works of Tennessee Williams. And so he's doing it in St. Louis, and they needed somebody to photograph him. So I got to hang out with Brian for
Are you a
for while.
photographer as well?
Yeah, professional photographer.
You're a professional photographer and a PhD candidate.
We got to pay the bills, Grant. You know, we got to
Holy
pay
shit.
the bills.
So
Yeah.
what are you going to end up? Are you going to end up with a degree in clinical psychology that you
Yeah.
want to be a doctor of psychology?
Yeah,
I would totally go to you. Would you?
I
Does?
appreciate that. Yeah.
Does what's your most overriding psychological problem right now?
Probably. Man, where do I begin?
Oh,
Anywhere, just pick one.
yeah. What's the one that comes to mind that you would thought I shouldn't say that actually?
Lack of sleep, maybe? I don't know. I have to think about it.
That would be a
You haven't
Probably
got-
not a
for
good
sure.
sign.
No, you have to think. Can't think about it. Well, if you could cure one thing about yourself, you could change one thing about yourself right now. If I could introduce you to Dr. Simon,
From a personality standpoint,
I don't know. Is that what you specialize in? Personality disorders?
well, I think
I don't think
everything
he
to an
has
extent
that.
is a personality disorder.
Is it?
For sure.
You know, maybe move on to her for this one.
I was going to make you
It's
play.
too revealing.
I was going to make you play a song, and so
boy.
that
We
would
do
be
that.
an interesting question. They say, what do you write songs about? So that would be the same issue, right? Whatever's in your mind is what you're writing about.
Sometimes.
Pretty much. Sometimes. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it can go back and forth. It can be conversation or, you know.
Do you write personal stuff about your own personal issues, or
Sometimes. You know, if it sounds good, then the words sound good with the music.
Right.
Yeah. If not, I just keep those ones under wraps.
what are you working on now?
I've got this group Scorpedos that just wrapped an album, which trying to kind of finish up the mastering and start shopping it.
So this is not you. This is the Scorpedos record. you're
That's
working on.
me and my old buddy Jake McGregor that I started Coyotes with actually back in LA. We teamed back up and did that, and should see the release in the next 3 to 4 months. And then I've been working on my own solo stuff since Coyotes broke up, and some of the dudes from Lost Body Ramblers, you know those guys?
Yeah.
So they're kind of backing me up right now, Johnny and Kirkland, and then a few of my other buddies. So we're kind of working around their schedule and working on an EP for my solo stuff. So, and then another group, Juno Dunes, and then I've been subbing in for guitar and bass for other people. I've been pretty busy, but
That's exciting.
yeah.
So that's good. So you've been here for how long now? 10 years?
About 10 years. I disappeared to
stuck.
Tennessee for a little bit and then came back. But
To Nashville?
yeah.
You went to Nashville to try and become a country music songwriter?
I think I went there to work on some personal things, and that stuff is
Okay.
going on there. But
All right.
I went there to write and get out of New Orleans for a little
How'd
bit.
that go, actually? What's it like working in Nashville as a songwriter?
There's about like 5 other houses on every block filled with writers, and if you're not writing, you know that they are. remember being in a bar and a beer rep came up and was like, "Here's the free beer, and then here's my CD," and I was like, "Jesus Christ!"
All right. So what do you do? How does it work? I mean, how do you even get a foot in the door there?
Different friends that I met on the road who still live up there, and used to come down here a bunch. People I grew up with in LA, just people who build up over the years, accumulate some good people, and it's kind of been like my second home recently. So
It's like a sort of a factory town where you write songs and try and sell them to people.
yeah, and there's a lot of bad songs, a lot of bad shoes.
Yeah.
You know.
Right. I bet there are.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting. Okay, so play us the song then. Come on. What do you think? What are you thinking of playing?
I'll do a new one called Corner Store that I actually wrote when I was in Nashville. But
Okay.
It's kind of about looking for things in all the wrong places, and I think this guy should be.
Whoop.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, have you guys heard Duz Mancini's work before?
Not till today.
You've heard
No.
Coyotes or
Never heard of it.
Scorpedos? Okay, you're in for a treat. There we go.
Got it.
There we are.
Cool. Let's move this guy over. Oh, I'll be fine.
You got it?
There we are. Down to the corner store, grabbed my keys, left my cab, dragged these dry bones out the door. One of these days I'll drop the bottle from my hand. So I took a shot in Delacour, where I failed to be your man. Baby, you ain't got the stuff. Tell me now, am I good enough? Tell me, baby, was it hard to find? Give yourself some peace of mind. Tell me, baby, have you got the stuff? Tell me now, am I good enough? Tell me, baby, was it hard to find? Give yourself some peace of mind. I got down and I couldn't beg for more. Found my keys, left my cab, and I was running through the door. One of these days I'll drop the bottle from my hand. So I took a shot in Delacour, where I failed to be your man. Baby, you ain't got the stuff. Tell me now, am I good enough? Tell me, baby, was it hard to find? Give yourself some peace of mind. Tell me, baby, have you got the stuff? Tell me now, am I good enough? Tell me, baby, was it hard to find? Give yourself some peace of mind. There you go.
Very nice indeed. What do you call that?
Corner Store.
Corner Store. And I love about your stuff, and I'm sorry that almost to make you play live, because the stuff, the recorded stuff, is so beautifully produced. You produce that yourself?
Yeah, a lot of it I did.
Really, you've really got a perfectionist type
Thank you.
production. It's really beautiful. But what I like about your music too is that do you find this, you guys? It makes you have to listen.
Oh, definitely.
You have to
for sure.
I hate to use this term because it's overused, but lean in.
Yeah.
It really physically makes you have to lean in. I do it too when I listen to it in the headphones. You find yourself leaning towards the sound where it's coming from. It's very impressive songwriting.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's better than leaning back.
Yeah,
For sure.
I hate that term lean in though. Don't you?
I understand what you're saying, but
It's fine.
it gets the job done.
Yeah, lean in.
It's
People
nice.
keep saying lean in. Do you use that term?
I haven't heard it recently.
You haven't heard people say lean in? It means, what does it mean, Edward?
Well, leaning into the resistance of life, what have you. In this context, we're just leaning into the
Yeah,
sound.
we're physically leaning.
So like
moving
this, I'm glad that we have music that's still being played that forces us to pay attention
Yeah.
versus tune out completely.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
So
Yeah,
great.
it's a beautiful song.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And can we steal that from anywhere on Spotify or anything?
Not yet. This is one I'm working on right now.
That's brand new?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
All right.
I'm excited about
Hey,
this
listen, we're
one.
going to take a very short break for just a moment, and when we come back, we talk about eyelashes. Is that something you guys know anything about?
Love eyelashes.
I'm losing on mine, so yeah.
You're losing your eyelashes?
Oh, yeah.
I can help you right now. Look at
Right.
this. We'll be right
Let's do
back,
it.
right after
Put
this.
them on.
And we're back talking about eyelashes with Duz Mancini, Edward Simon, and the Lash Queen herself, Ingrid Victoria.
Hi.
You're known as the Lash Queen because you make these gigantic eyelashes. This is what they told me about you, that you have your own company of extravagant false eyelashes called Chimera Lashes that you can see on many popular drag queens around the nation. So you specialize in selling eyelashes to drag queens? That's your company.
That is a large target audience. Yes, they love them. We've been going to DragCon in LA and New York the past 3 times. I actually leave next week to go to LA for
To
RuPaul's
DragCon.
DragCon. Yeah.
Tell us about DragCon. What goes on there?
I feel like it's similar to Mardi Gras in a way because
Yeah.
everyone goes in fabulous outfits. The costume game is on point. Although it is, I feel, geared toward the fans for RuPaul's Drag Race. So, there's booths of all the drag queens that have been on Drag Race, and you get to meet them, and they can sign stuff and take pictures and whatnot. And we had booths there. We were vending our lashes to the queens and everybody going. I'm going by myself this time just to kind of keep those relationships established.
Do people think you're a guy?
No. Why would they think I'm a
Nobody
guy?
assumes that you're a guy at DragCon. You look like a guy dressed in drag. People just think you're a woman.
I do dress up because I just love dressing up. There has been one occasion that I did do like a boy drag thing. So yes, maybe people thought I was a guy at that point.
Okay.
But no, most of my costumes are just very, I think, gender neutral, avant-garde, fantastical realm.
So these eyelashes are about how long are they? They're obviously not supposed to look real.
They are, no,
They're
they're
gigantic.
definitely costume eyelashes,
Right.
very extravagant. About total of like 1.5 inches?
Huge.
The length ranges through all of them. It's a kind of a gradient length. But this is a classic lash length. I do make like an extra long custom lash that actually goes to the forehead. If any of y'all saw Lady Gaga's lash look, her bottom lashes are very, very similar to the ones that I make, the extra long custom.
How did you start making eyelashes of all things?
Well, I've always been a creator. I've been an artist since I was a kid.
What were you before you made eyelashes? Are you a makeup?
I
Hair
have
and
been
makeup
doing
person?
makeup art. I've been
Face
doing
painting?
no more makeup stuff than face painting. I've been doing that for about 4 years now. Before then, I was very into the textile arts. Like I've been sewing since high school, crocheting for a long time. So always making something with my hands for sure.
Crochet.
So this
That's the
isn't.
unsexiest thing ever, isn't it? Crochet.
I
Isn't
guess it
seriously?
depends on what you're crocheting.
I don't know what.
I've made
what-
some crocheted like bra tops before.
Have you?
Yeah.
Isn't that's with the needle thing?
It is, yeah. And knitting's 2 needles, the crochet's 1.
So crochet, you have in one needle.
Yeah.
And then what do? You're looping it through
A
thread.
little bit. You're essentially making knots. Yeah,
Right.
different kinds of patterns. Knot making. Yeah.
And what do people normally crochet? Like it seems so staid and old-fashioned. What is?
So I've been a freelance artist for about 7 years now. I
Yeah.
kind of started in the Frenchman art market, selling the things that I sewed and crocheted. My big seller was something that I made, my ear-to-ear beards. I actually have one. They were a hot
Get it
seller.
out.
They were
You
a hot seller.
crocheted an
I might
ear-to-ear
have to take
beard.
these off because I need
Sure
a loop.
thing.
Where is it?
Have you ever tried crocheting, Edward?
It's fun. It's easier than knitting.
Me neither. Have you ever done that in your multivarious?
Although I have idle hands, so it's just like I need to be
I can't
making
even
something.
imagine what it's a needle with a hook on the end. That's what
I
I'm-
used to sell these in some stores here too. They're pretty
This is a
fabulous.
crochet beard. Oh my God. Okay, Jill.
So
Jill,
All right.
now people may mistake me for a man,
that is amazing.
isn't it? It's
Yes.
kind of like a faux fur type of yarn.
That is unbelievable.
Pretty great.
Okay, so don't take it off yet.
Okay.
Keep it on for a minute. Okay,
Okay.
so this fits your face. You're sort of a tiny person.
I am. I do make different sizes. I have.
So you made this for a tiny-ish, a petite person.
Yeah. So like as I'm crocheting, I kind of measure the face.
Okay, so
I'm
What?
inhaling the hairs.
what is it made from, first of all?
It's
soft.
yarn. Yeah, it is soft.
Touch that,
I'm
guys.
gonna touch my face. It's a different yarn materials, acrylic. What is it? It's not wool. It's definitely soft.
How do you like having a beard?
I mean, I like it. I call it a face warmer as well. I've written a poem about it.
What is
Sadly,
it?
I don't have the poem readily available, but it's it can.
You don't remember
it's
the poem?
It's an
Any
easy
of-
disguise, but it's also a face warmer.
It's not much of a disguise because you look like an absolute freak. I wouldn't. You know what I mean?
No, but I have worn it for like what was it? I think it was like Halloween or something.
Yeah, it was
when
good
I
for
did
that.
it, yeah, like I had a hood on. I wanted to go out, but I didn't want to be seen really, and I had it on, and no one said hello to me. No one recognized me.
I got to tell you something strangely. It's strangely attractive,
Oh, is it?
don't you think?
Oh.
Does? Edward, what do you think?
In what regard? What do we?
Just like it doesn't look unfeminine. Strangely, do you think?
She looks like Chewbacca.
If it does, but that's not a bad thing, though. You know, I mean, like,
It's sort of interesting. I think if you had a beard as a woman, it wouldn't be that weird.
Oh, well, thank you. I'll stop plucking my extra hairs that grew up.
I don't know. I never would have, never, ever in my life have I looked at a woman and thought, what would she look like with a beard? Have you?
yeah,
You have?
yeah, definitely.
What made you think that?
Because I mean, we only have a minuscule amount of hormones that really separate us. You know,
Yeah.
it'd be interesting to see what some of our closest friends, like of the opposite gender, would look like if they were.
I could see maybe you would think that because you spent months dressed as a woman
Sure.
playing, a character on stage.
Sure.
So I guess maybe you do think that because the other
no, no.
character that was the other person in that play was Kimberly Kay, who was
Yeah.
also on the show. She's
Yeah.
also a fucking amazing actress.
Yeah.
And that thing. She played the part of a guy who was actually a woman. You played the part of a woman who's actually a guy.
Yeah.
It's a great play, by the way.
Yeah.
But so I guess you did think about that.
I think
Oh,
everybody.
here's the Snapchat thing. Yes. There's a Snapchat
Oh
app
yeah,
now.
it's the recent filter.
Yeah.
What am I looking at?
You look at yourself.
It's a filter that
The
turns you
Snapchat-
into the
yeah.
opposite gender.
Right.
I am beautiful.
Yeah, that's this new app on Snapchat. Someone's making a fortune out of that because everyone's. Okay, so anyway, back
This
to
is terrible podcasting because we're just doing nothing but visual
Talking
stuff.
about- yeah, you're
if
right.
you guys want
Sorry,
to see this,
Cheryl.
please head to facebook.com/New Orleans Podcast where you can see what we're doing instead of hear about it on
right.
the radio.
You can, and there's also photos on our website.
Yeah,
It's neworleans.com
absolutely.
and on our Instagram feed as well. But why would you make a beard? What for a small person? Like, is it meant to be a joke or?
Kind of, yeah, but it is very functional.
Is it?
I had to take it off for a moment because it does get very
It's
warm.
very hot.
Yeah, it does. But I originally saw, so I was crocheting hats, scarves, everything like that. And I saw someone, I don't know where, making a hat, like a crocheted hat with a beard attached to it. And the person I was seeing at the time said, like, oh my God, make me this. But I decided to only try doing the beard instead of having to
Well,
connect
who were
to
you
the
seeing at
hat.
the time? Was it a man or a woman?
My son's father, actually. That's who I was seeing. At
Okay,
the
so it was a
moment.
guy. So a
was a
guy
guy.
said to you, "I want you to make me a fake beard
Yes.
out of whatever
Yeah.
this is."
And it was for his birthday,
Okay, right
and,
there, right.
and we went out, and people had to double take. Like, it was kind of dim lighting. So, I mean, with this color especially, it's a brown furry beard. You definitely have to take a double take because it looks...
It looks great.
Very
How
similar to
how old
real
is your
hair.
son?
He's 7 now.
He's 7. Okay.
Yeah.
And what happened to this guy with the fake beard? Does he still hang around? Is he still here?
Well, he sees his son on the weekends.
Okay.
So he's still a part of his life.
All right. And you guys are getting along, or what?
But, we have a relationship that is minimal.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're bringing up a kid now, a boy,
Yes.
and is he at all like is this guy your ex-husband, or is? Or
Just
you were never met?
ex-partner. No,
Ex-partner,
we were
okay.
not.
Okay. So is he at all like him? Oh, wow, that's him?
Yeah.
Okay, check that out.
That's
I'm
awesome.
sorry,
Yeah.
C-Rock, but this is yet another photo. This is like a little kid who's like in drag or something. What is that? Or
Yeah,
costume?
well, he saw me curling lashes, and he doesn't like to put them on often, but that day he did. And I was like, okay, let's do it. Can I put
Well,
glitter on you too? And it was just an impromptu photo shoot, and he soaked it up. I mean, he was doing all those poses himself. It was
We haven't
awesome.
even got to the whole lash business yet.
No.
But I'm just having this conversation this morning. See what you think of this, because this is personally happening to you now. That you got, well, not divorced because you were never married to this guy, but you're separated from this guy.
Yes.
And because you presumably don't get along with him, and
Yes.
you don't particularly like him anymore, and you don't want to live with him. But now you're bringing up a kid who's kind of like him.
I wouldn't say that necessarily. He's with me the majority of the time, so
But is he ending up more like you, or does he have qualities like from his father?
I feel like he has his own qualities. He's his own person. He sees me making a lot of art and just being kind of over the top with everything. He loves dancing. He's been in ballet and tap classes for like the past year and a half. I think he would be a great actor. Like he's just like off the wall.
Are you looking to mentor somebody?
No, I'm looking at Edward
time
because
in
he
your-
is an actor. So
No,
maybe
but
he would
I can appreciate
that.
it for sure. I can definitely appreciate it.
Yeah. But I can
So you
see him
don't
coming
feel-
into himself.
So you don't feel like there's any part of your ex-partner in this kid at all?
I can't say that I do at the moment, but
Okay.
he is still young and he's still growing.
All right. What do you think of that as a psychologist? When are you going to be a doctor of psychology?
Couple years.
And then what are you going to do after that? Are you going to do that full time?
I don't know. I got time to think about it. You
Right.
know? But I do pursue other things, so it's
So you're a photographer.
yeah, actor, musician.
Are you a musician as well?
Yeah.
What do you play?
Yeah, I'm a singer.
Are you?
Yeah, Hedvig was a very logical, easy step, you know,
Right.
because singing rock music, I've been singing rock music since I was a teenager. know,
Have you been
so.
in bands in New Orleans?
Yeah.
What,
yeah.
Any ones we would have heard?
It was before the internet, so it didn't. Nobody remembers. You know, anything like 1999, 98,
I don't know.
whatever.
We used to go out and hear music a lot back in
Hearing
the
the
day.
music, enjoying it, experiencing it. Yeah, it's all one thing.
What
it's just
bands were you in?
it was a band called Face. We were a heavy metal band. We used to play at Jimmy's Music Club all the time.
Right.
Yeah, we were big for a while.
Face. I can't
Yeah.
remember any of those bands because I was there a lot though.
Yeah.
I remember a band called Colonel. Do you remember them? No. And who else was there? There was the Pantera guys. Were there?
Pantera, I mean, of
Whatever.
course, yeah.
Most that-
Jimmy Anselmo is Phil Anselmo's uncle, I believe.
That's why
I believe.
they were there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of metal bands and
For a hot minute, there was like a little metal scene in New Orleans. It pretty
Yeah.
much doesn't exist anymore.
right.
But
so did you have long hair and the whole? You had long hair and the whole sort of rock and roll type look.
did I have long hair?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you had
the
whole
long hair.
thing.
Yeah.
So can we find photos of you?
not from
somewhere, not from back-
not from
from
that
Face.
point. No, it's
You are the front man from Face.
yeah.
Wow. That must have been pretty cool.
It was very cool, yeah, definitely. It kept it going. We dissolved when I was in my early 20s, but I moved out to Los Angeles. I was living out there for a while, and I joined another band called the Knife Confession, and we were one of those Sunset Strip bands for a long time.
Oh, that's cool. Played the Roxy and so on?
Played the Roxy, Viper Room, Whiskey A Go Go.
Oh, wow.
Knitting Factory.
Knife
all that fun
Confession.
stuff. Yeah.
I like that too.
Yeah, you can find stuff about us because that was like more internet age, but
Right.
you know,
Would
not,
you
not so much
would you
faith.
scream or growl?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
the
it's
whole
that
thing.
kind of
The
metal,
whole
not
thing.
like Judas Priest. It's like more like
No, I would sing. I would sing because I feel like if you can sing, you might as well sing. But it,
Right.
whenever I felt as though like it would benefit from like a flourish of like screaming or something more guttural, I would definitely go there for sure.
Did you
Yeah.
have to train your voice to do that? Because there's like
I didn't get trained by anyone. It was just kind of like, just do it one day and hope you don't embarrass yourself. Like, you know, I started trying my hand at screaming when I was like 16, 17.
yeah,
and-
it's
Are
a
there, like-
major strain on your throat. To,
oh, for sure,
So, like,
definitely.
are
yeah.
there different tiers? Do you like screech too?
Screech.
There's like a scream. I mean, like a
growl, a howl.
howl. I mean, like different, really like radical emotions.
Do you
that,
mean like the old rock screams of like the 80s and stuff like that? Is that
Kinda,
what you're
yeah.
talking about? No, I've never done that. The only time I ever did that was when I was in Jesus Christ Superstar. And that's like a kind of a part of Jesus' thing. Like every so often he'll do one of those like
if you're
80s
like
rock
screaming,
screams.
you probably have to like practice these other things like the howls or like
Sure.
the.
Yeah. It takes a little bit more skill, but I'm not going to say it's like high art to scream per se or anything like that.
What was Knife Confession's big song?
Oh, we didn't have like a big song.
You didn't
we
have
we
like one
like
song that was good?
Oh, we had a ton of great songs, but
It's called "I Did It."
we never had like a single or anything like that.
Well, you didn't have the
If
one
I
song.
had done it,
You didn't have the one song that you thought that every time you played it, everybody went crazy, and that was the big song.
No, not really. Not really. We were only together for like 2.5 years, so
Right.
it was like by the time we were getting momentum, we broke up.
Did you move out there to be in that band?
No, I moved out there after Hurricane Katrina. It was just
okay.
kind of like, what am I going to do with myself? So I just drove west.
Joined a heavy metal band in California.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
It was fun.
That
you know?
does sound like it was
Yeah.
really fun. And then I see, according to the information that I did get about you from LinkedIn, that you worked for Neil Strauss, the author.
We're going to talk about Neil.
Is
yeah.
that right? You
yeah,
did, really?
I did, yeah.
So it says here that you did all sorts of things. It said you developed, I put a line around this, confidential marketing. That's what it says right here in LinkedIn. Development of confidential marketing. I was wondering what confidential marketing is exactly.
I don't even remember writing that, honestly. But
Okay, well-
if anything, I could say that it was a very secretive organization that I worked for.
Right.
Yeah, it was closed doors. One of those types of things.
Closed door.
It was like basically like a throwback almost to like a secret society. Essentially, like where there's only X amount of members, they all pay a very significant amount of money to be a part of it, and they share high-level information amongst each other. And they bring in like a lot of people at the forefront of their industries to talk to these folks. So,
Wow.
yeah, it
So
wasn't
it's like the Illuminati.
to an extent, but it wasn't front-facing. And so, anytime
a
I would put that on
secret
my
society?
resume, they'd be like, "Hey, do you have a reference from this location?" I'm like, "No."
Wow.
Nobody
Cyril,
does.
You have a question.
Well, what we're skirting around here is what Neil Strauss is famous for, which is writing the game.
He's famous for writing the game for sure. Right now, he's actually making a lot of waves for his podcast, To Live and Die in L.A. It's one of the top-rated podcasts in the iTunes store.
love that song
And movie.
and movie.
Right.
But yeah, he wrote The Dirt. He wrote The Dirt, the Motley Crue biography.
And are you still? He wrote that.
And
okay.
he wrote Marilyn Manson's biography as well.
Right.
Yeah.
And he was a big deal at Rolling Stone for a long time.
Yeah, yeah.
And he was the sort of the official sort of storyteller about the Kurt Cobain story.
Was
At the
he?
time when Kurt Cobain killed himself,
Yeah.
or whatever really happened,
Yeah.
he was the sort of the authority on that subject.
He was.
At the time.
That was definitely his scene for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
How'd you get hooked up with him? Knife Confession?
He was looking for somebody.
Did
was
you go
looking
to
for
a
somebody.
Knife Confession gig one night and
No.
say, "That kid is"?
No. I was done with that by the time I worked for Neil. But just email went out to some of his followers and things like that, and they were looking for somebody to head up marketing, and I just responded.
Wow.
And that was
So
it.
you got to meet a whole bunch of high-level, interesting, secret people.
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes.
Can you tell any secrets now, or is it still someone could kill you?
It depends on what. I mean, nothing I would really think is like uber valuable or anything
Right.
like that to share.
But
You know,
I'm not really thinking about what you could tell us, but who were they is what I'm wondering.
name recognition. I don't know.
Were they like...
No idea.
These are like super wealthy people? Or
For the most part.
political people?
For the most part, business owners, just generally affluent people, for sure. You know.
So there really is or are cabals of people who pull the levers of power just because they can. And they conspire with each other to do it.
I don't think it was like conspiracy for anything malicious. It was primarily about self-betterment for the most part.
Okay.
You know, like if you can develop a leg up, like do so. You know.
Well, this is who we need. They must know somebody on Broadway. Why are we messing around with Brian Batt? These people...
Right.
These people must know everybody.
But I'm not in the society though. I just worked for them. You know.
Did they know that you're a super genius actor? Has anyone ever told them that?
No.
Well, let's call them up and tell. I mean, these are the people you need to get
I
behind
hear
your
you.
career.
I hear you. I hear
You need
you.
management. Have you ever had a manager or an agent or anything?
I did have an agent at one point. I just stopped doing it.
Do you really not want to?
No,
Is that what it is? I'm like,
I felt like I was making progress, like in certain aspects, but when I made my television debut, it was a month before my dad died, and I just stopped. I just couldn't do it. Like I didn't have the mind frame
Right.
to be sending in 5 audition tapes every single week and trying to get people to read for me and
Right.
all this stuff. Like I just didn't. I had too much other stuff to worry about, focus on. You know.
but TV is a different medium from the stage. I don't know.
Sure,
whether-
the stage, but like here, there's not really a lot. You know, as far
Well,
as
you
stage
can't stay
acting.
here and be
Yeah.
a successful stage actor. I mean,
Right.
you starve to death.
I would have to go to New York, you
Yeah.
know. And I've gone up there a couple of times and done a couple rounds of auditions and stuff. But unless you live there and they develop a recognition, you get to know some casting directors, and you know, it's like,
You have to really want to do it.
yeah,
Yeah.
you got to go all the way. It just
Right.
didn't work out for me, you know.
Well, not yet.
I mean, maybe there's like something on the horizon. I'm just saying, like the stars didn't align. I'm not saying I failed at anything or anything like that. I don't feel rejected or broken down surrounding the idea. It's just, given the circumstances of my life, it wasn't opportune for me to go there and do that and pursue that and devote myself to
Right.
that. You know?
It's just you're absolutely right. It's having that kind of talent is only the beginning.
Yeah.
That's just like a buy-in to the game, basically.
Just so they'll even listen to you.
Yeah,
for
right.
sure. Yeah.
But to be able to do that is still an incredible talent. To be able to be that talented is an incredible gift, which most people don't have. Does has it, of course.
Does checked out.
Want me to play?
What were you thinking about?
I was just, it's flattering. Thank you. I've
welcome.
never seen him perform though. That could be like, the
That's
highest
probably
form
on-
of flattery.
It is.
I don't even know, 'cause
It's
I haven't
probably
seen
on the
him perform.
internet. Is there video from the Hedwig?
No.
There's no video from Hedwig. No one shot
Oh,
stuff.
it exists. It's just not available anywhere.
I can see why you're determined to be very underground.
No. It's I think one day we'll make it available, but I think we're going to do it again next year.
Okay.
And so
Oh, you want to keep it under wraps?
it's not so much under wraps. It's just like, if you want to incentivize people to come to see the show again, it's like,
Right.
don't just put it on YouTube for free or anything like
Yeah,
that.
okay,
I'd
that's
rather
good
people come
thinking.
have the personal experience.
All right.
So
Does you want to play us another song?
Yeah.
Okay, what are you thinking
thing.
of playing?
This one's called Remember to Forget.
Remember to forget. Okay.
You guys know Sweet Crude? Yeah. So I was in Nashville, and my buddy Dave Shirley was in town, and he was playing with them, but he spent the night over at me and my buddy's place, and we stayed up till like 6 a.m. And I was working on the song, and it was a ballad, and he just, we were pretty drunk, and we were amped up, and he just kicked into a different beat. He was like, just play it this way, and I was like, okay. I don't know till this day he knows that it just totally changed like the course of the song, but or even that it's the same song. But anyway, it changed it for the better, and I'm glad we got really toasted that night and did this. So anyway. Baby, I'm beginning to think you don't want me anymore. I'm beginning to think our love is just a chore. Do you still talk in your sleep like you're lying next to me? Do you remember? I still remember. Oh, do you still? Ooh, sha-la-la. Ooh, sha-la-la. Sha-la-la. I'm beginning to find myself sprawled out in front of your door. I'm beginning to think our love is just a score. Do you still talk in your sleep like you're lying next to me? Do you remember? I still remember. Do you still? Thank you.
Another beautiful song.
It is, yeah.
Remember to Forget. Gorgeous.
Thank you.
Now, is that available anywhere?
Not yet.
That's
It's
not.
another new
They're all
one.
coming out at
Yeah,
some
that
point.
one's been recorded though. That's
Okay.
that's one of them we'll probably release in the next 3 or 4 months here. Let me get back into this.
That's it. Yeah.
Next 3 or 4 months here, I think Scorpedos will probably release that. If not, my solo group will, and then demo or something.
Okay. So if someone's listening to this and they want to go see you in New Orleans somewhere or other, what's the best place to find you?
We're going to be playing at Parker Barber's been doing this Cosmic Evenings event that just actually moved over there from basically the Motel Radio House, and they're doing it in the barber shop now, which is pretty cool. We'll be there June 15th, 14th. We'll be there June 14th, and then the night before that we'll be at Bank Street Bar.
That's June
with,
13th. That will be.
Yeah, that'll be on the 13th, and I'll be with Julie
Where's that?
Odell and Nightingale.
Okay. So where is the second place? What barber shop are we talking about?
Parker Barber. It's on Carondelet, just down the block from like Rouse's.
Yeah. Okay.
It's right there. It's
Yeah,
like
I went to see
2
Andrew
doors
Duhon
down.
play there one
Yeah,
time
yeah,
as well.
yeah.
It's an actual barber shop.
Exactly. It's got the
It's a
swirling.
pretty funny idea.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But
It's a very hipster sort of idea.
it is. They have about 40 tickets, and once it sells out, you can't get
Yeah.
in. So
Yeah,
Kinda
I
cool in
highly
that
recommend
regard.
that as a gig. It's really cool. I guess it's like a listening room type.
basically, that's the idea.
Yeah, your stuff is perfect for that.
Yeah, it should be good.
Yeah.
Should be good.
Okay, so how do we find? You just show up, or can you get tickets?
You can. There's a Cosmicana Nola on Instagram. It's gonna have a link to it.
Cosmic-Con.
Cosmicana. They've been doing some
It's
showcase.
like
around town.
DragCon, except it's cosmic.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So there, and then I believe Cosmic Evenings has a.
You want to put the
Instagram as
beard
well.
on?
Yeah, I can't really grow one, so I was interested in this.
Try it on.
I'm kind of get patches.
Since you
and-
got some stubble already, it'll totally just like stick like
It'll
Velcro.
adhere nicely. Now you have to actually put it on, though. So if you put it on, you can talk.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
I got this.
I assume your face is a little bigger than mine,
I
so
think
it might
my
be a
face
little
is
You think
tight.
it's too big? His
Yeah.
face is too big for it?
It looks great though.
Looks good,
I love
doesn't it?
I should perform
Yeah.
like this.
Like, do you
Solid.
wanna
Great.
you wanna see yourself?
It looks excellent. Yeah. Hey, so how many of these do you make, Ingrid, these fake beards?
Actually, they discontinued that type of yarn, and I desperately tried to find something very similar, which it's really hard to find.
Who discontinued it? Who made it?
Oh, I forget. It's
It
been
looks like-
years. I haven't made them in quite some time.
Have you looked on the internet?
I have looked all over the internet,
What
and
do
I
you
have
search for? Alpaca? Chinese? I bet
hair-like yarn.
Hair-like yarn.
Yeah.
Wow. What was it called? You can't remember what it was called? Or
I don't remember the brand. I guess it doesn't exist anymore. I don't know.
how would you know if you don't remember it?
It's been a really long time since I've made these.
Edward, do you do hypnosis?
No.
You sure you couldn't learn that?
I mean,
Is
I
that part of
could.
your PhD?
I
Do they do
could.
that
No,
in
it's
clinical?
not. It's
They don't?
not. I mean, could be something you could pursue, like outside of the
Yeah.
realm of like traditional clinical psychology.
We could
but
hypnotize you
no.
and take you back to.
You know, that's really funny you
When
say
you-
that because my dad is a hypnotist.
Is he really?
Yeah.
There you go.
Here,
There's the answer.
here in New Orleans.
He used to, have a clinic in the 70s. He's kind of retired now,
You
but
could come out of retirement for half hour to
I'm
take
sure.
you back to when you
no,
bought
it
this
never
yarn.
really, I never really was a good subject. That's why I still have glasses.
What? What's that got to do with it?
There's good subjects and bad subjects.
But what's glasses got to do with it?
Oh, because he's tried to hypnotize me to have 20/20 vision.
Can you do that?
Yeah,
You
he's
can
done it.
hypnotize someone to fix their eyesight.
I feel like you can maybe give someone the perception that they have better eyesight than they do, but you
Right.
can't alter material through hypnotism.
C-Rock, how do you know? Let's call
I've
Mike.
tried.
I'm sure my dad would
I've
disagree
tried to
with
change you, Grant.
What's your
disagree
dad's?
as well.
Your dad had a private practice in which people paid to be hypnotized.
Yes, yeah.
And one of the things you could do was to improve your eyesight. Like instead of having LASIK surgery,
That was
you
one
could
of
have
them.
hypnosis.
Yeah.
And it's for
He did
real.
a lot of like.
So I think C-Rock's got a point. People think they can see better, just like they think they're a chicken,
Yeah.
but they're not actually laying eggs, and they're not actually seeing better, or are they?
Well, if you don't need glasses, then
He's
I
done
assume
it.
so.
You've seen it happen.
Yeah, he did it to my brother.
Okay, I'm sorry, but we have to call this guy up. Can we?
I'm
can-
sure he would
Not
love
right
that.
now, but we got. He's got to be a guest on Happy Hour, surely, doesn't he? Would he come on?
He would.
Okay, that's exceptional, isn't it? Seriously.
I mean,
Would you come back
there's
to me?
evidence of being able to change neurochemistry through different types of hypnosis or EMDR or neurofeedback, things of that nature. Like the power for the ability for a human to heal themselves via their mind is there's so much empirical evidence behind this. Like
Okay.
hypnotism has been around for a while for a reason. It's not to say that it's like it is in cartoons and stuff where they put the stopwatch or whatever in front of your face and
Right.
you go into a trance. It doesn't really work that way.
But does it work that you can make an actual physiological change in your body and you can improve your eyesight?
Yeah,
Your muscles in your eyes?
I wouldn't go as far as maybe to say that you could, bring sight back to a blind person or anything like that. But you can rewire synapses in the mind. Like you can change the activity inside of your brain, and that can influence your biology for sure.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Did you know any of this does?
I knew it all.
Could,
Do it all along.
Yeah.
can he make it? Could you make someone sing? Could you give me a good singing voice?
I'm sure, yeah.
That's what he was talking about.
Okay, I'm looking forward to meeting this guy. What's his name?
Eric Anderson.
Eric Anderson. Okay. Sounds like a guy in
With
a
a
heavy
K.
metal band as well, too. Eric Anderson with a K. Eric. Okay. You think he would do it?
I'm sure he would. He used to go on the radio a lot, yeah.
And what was he on? What station?
Oh, I don't know. I was like
Like-
8 when this was happening.
Hypno-
Dr. Charles Mary or something like
Yeah,
that?
like he's been on the news and stuff before.
Oh, this was a great day for us, isn't it?
There it is.
You want to come back and do hypnosis? Everett? Come on.
We'll do a whole psychology hour.
Yeah, it's a great
Right?
idea.
Yeah.
So you're going to be a doctor of psychology in 2 years, so we can go to you, and I would totally go to you as a. What is it like therapy or what?
Talk therapy.
Talk therapy.
Talk therapy.
It's a real old-fashioned talk therapy. Have you been in therapy, Ingrid?
A little bit.
Did it
Yeah.
help you? Was it over the divorce situation?
Yeah. When you were going around the circle and you missed me, what could you use therapy for? It's definitely just to talk about when I was a single mom. That was really hard.
Yeah, that is difficult. We still are a single mom.
No, I'm not. I have a partner now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Great,
That
thank
makes it a
you.
lot easier, doesn't
It's so much easier.
Yeah, right. You have
My
some-
life has changed.
it? Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah.
Daz, are you a single mom as well?
It's complicated.
Still pending.
You're not a mom, but
Not a mom.
do you have kids?
Don't know kids. No.
He's
Okay.
raising himself.
Exactly.
Single mother.
Okay. So
Married to
whether
the
or not
sea.
you're single remains a sort of matter of interpretation.
I'm not Bob Dylan.
What?
No. I'm seeing somebody.
Okay.
It's not officially this or that, but I'm.
It's heading in the right direction.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so does he or she like eyelashes?
She does.
Okay.
Yeah.
This
She doesn't
could be
want to
a
make
nice
much
gift.
makeup though. But
This could be a very nice gift.
Could
So
be.
I just want to ask one question. I have
I'm
to
so
get out
happy
of
you're
here.
gifting my lashes out.
Well, I could sell them for you. How much are they?
Oh, they're $25 a pair.
$25 a pair. Okay. What about just one?
Half of that.
So it's $12.50.
Yep.
Really? Or 25 for two?
No. Well,
What if you did like
I can do
14
one
for
for-
one or 20?
I mean, yeah, 14, whatever you want.
Well, I'm just trying to help you out and make some more money.
Oh, thank you.
Because, who wants to buy one eyelash? Nobody. Unless you're like, what is that?
I mean, people with one eye, perhaps.
Well, there are people with one eye,
Yeah.
I suppose. James Booker had one eye. So listen, Happy Hour has been brought to us today by Nola Pens. This pen in my hand is one of the only pens made from a fallen Audubon Park live oak. It's a one-of-a-kind pen, expertly crafted in a limited edition It's an awesome writing instrument, as everyone at the table can attest here. Did you try it, Ingrid?
Oh, I haven't yet.
It's available at nolapens.com. I highly recommend it, actually. I'm not kidding.
Nice
Basics
and
on
weighty.
Magazine Street near Jefferson Avenue will sell you lingerie, and Basics Swim and Gym has a full range of fashion swimsuits, workout, and yoga clothes with style. Namaste Couture makes one-of-a-kind natural gemstone jewelry, soulful-inspired clothes, and heart-fueled intentions. Designed by April Love, and for 20% off, all you have to do is go to namastecouture.com and write the words happy hour on the coupon code. And thank you to the Positive Vibrations Foundation, who are putting on Bayou Boogaloo this weekend, and who also create and encourage community through the development and preservation of the arts, music, culture, and heritage. And if you'd like to be a member of our Patreon family, go to patreon.com and search for It's New Orleans Happy Hour. And for as little as $1 a month, which is about $13 a year, is that right? You can become a member of our Patreon family, and you too can have access to exclusive stuff like our special 3D chess game, which we still haven't given away. Thank you, Asher and C-Rock, who are going to be doing that any day. That's pretty much the end of Happy Hour. Ingrid Victoria has been here, Daz Mancini has been here, and Dr. soon-to-be Dr. Edward Simon has been here.
Yes, sir.
And we'll look forward to seeing you all back here for our hypnosis special. Is he Dr. Eric Anderson or just
I think just
hypnotist?
Eric Anderson.
Eric
yeah.
Anderson. Okay, thank you so much. That's been Happy Hour for another week. The show this week was produced by Graham DePonte. Our associate producer is April Stolf. Our music producers are Monique Pyle and Christian Unruh. Our technical director is Thomas Walsh. Our Facebook Live feed director put this whole thing on Facebook. And if you haven't seen it, you can go to our It's New Orleans Facebook page and watch this whole thing in video. And that person is Asher Griffith, who did that. Andrew Searock is our social media connector and fact checker. Our theme music was written by and is currently being played by Mitch Foreman. If you'd like to be on our show and you can stay upright for about 60 minutes while drinking alcohol, drop us a line. Our address is on our website, itsneworleans.com, where you can also check out many other happy hours we've made before this one, as well as other shows we make around here, including Out to Lunch with Peter Asciuti, live from Commander's Palace, Louisiana, Eats with Poppy Tucker, and our award-winning podcast about death called Death, the Podcast. You can find other great Louisiana podcasts as well at itsacadiana.com and itsbatonrouge.la. And you keep up with us on a bunch of time-sucking social media like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. On all of it, we're called It's New Orleans. You can find photos from this show on itsneworleans.com and on our It's New Orleans Facebook page. These photos are taken today by Jill LaFleur, and you can find more of Jill's photos at lafleurphoto.com. If you're listening to this on your favorite podcast app, thank you for subscribing to us. Take a moment, if you have one, to rate and review us. That helps other people find us. And if you listen to us on Spotify, you can follow us and get Happy Hour delivered each week. The show is recorded live today at Wayfair on Ferret Street in New Orleans, home of Not Your Mama's Frosé. Happy Hour is a production of INO Broadcasting for itsneworleans.com. Andrew Duhon is around the country somewhere. You can find him at andrewduhon.com and see if he's at a town near you. We'll be back here in a couple of weeks. Otherwise, from everyone else around here, around the table here at Wayfair and back at our office for INO Broadcasting, thanks for joining us. I'm Grant Morris. We'll see you back here next week for more Happy Hour.